So obviously with the Golden State Warriors coming off winning their fourth NBA championship since 2015, and with them being one of the greatest dynasties in NBA history, you would think that their time is almost up with this core group. And it has to end soon, right? Well, not exactly, as the Golden State Warriors also have one of the more underrated young cores in the league right now, in my opinion, obviously headlined by last year's breakout player Jordan Poole. But there's another player in this young core that has the same potential to break out this upcoming season, kind of depending on how much more his role expands. And that is 2021 first round lottery pick Jonathan Kuminga, who was selected 7th overall out of the G League Ignite team. And last season as a rookie, Kuminga showed major flashes of what his ceiling could look like one day when given the right opportunity. Kuminga averaged only 9 points per game last year, but it kind of goes beyond the stat sheet when you watch Kuminga play because his raw athleticism and his defensive prowess, be the ability to guard some of the best players in the league, the Tatums, the Durants, and, at least keep it competitive. Obviously, he's not going to shut them down, but able to make life harder on them. Definitely something that Warriors should be excited for when it comes to the future of this man's career. And if you were wondering or looking to get an idea on what his stats would look like in a boosted role, he averaged 12 points per game and 5 boards in the 12 games he started this past season, and even had a career-high 26 points in a game he started versus the Raptors back in December. His per 36 numbers this season also were close to 20 points per game, so you obviously see that if he gets a bigger role on this team, then his ceiling is really high. But here's the thing, Kuminga is not some, unknown prospect. Kuminga was a blue chip prospect coming out of high school, 4th best player in the 2020 high school class, and in many early mock drafts was a potential top 5 pick. So for Golden State, who knows how to develop talent, to get their hands on a prospect like this was a big time get. Now, like every other young player in the league, Kuminga does have his areas in his game that he does need to improve on, which for him would mostly be knocking down jumpers at a consistent rate, as he wasn't very efficient in that department, especially from beyond the arc where he only shot 33.6% on 2 attempts a game. And it's just simple basketball to know that if Kuminga could improve as an overall shooter with his ability to finish at the rim, and then adding that onto the fact that he's already a pretty good defender, Kuminga has the potential to be one of the more impactful two-way players in the game in his prime. And to be honest, this is all kind of crazy to think about because the Warriors are the title favorites going into next season with the same core guys, and they kept majority to the bench players and all that, but in all reality, the Warriors could potentially be a threat in the Western Conference, even during the days when Steph, Clay, and Draymond are all older and out of their primes. They could be led by these young guys like Kuminga, Poole, Wiseman, Moody, who I need to see a little more of. These guys can continue on the Warriors winning ways if all the right things click, and it might not be over yet. It just might not. So it's kind of crazy because last year, Jordan Poole was the guy. And now I kind of see Kuminga in that boat. I think he can have an impactful year. I'm not going to say he averages 18, 20 points per game, but I think he can give you 13, 14 points per game coming off the bench because I don't think he's going to get limited minutes now. I think he'll get the minutes that he deserves. Obviously, he'll play behind Andrew Wiggins, but there might be times where we see him in lineups with Andrew Wiggins or, with a Klay Thompson, with a Steph Curry. It's going to be really fun because he knows how to move without the ball, and that's something that if you're in the Warriors offense and you know how to do that, you're going to be able to thrive. And he's kind of shown you that ability to do that. And it's just crazy because this young core, they're learning from Hall of Fame caliber players. Steph, Clay, Draymond are all Hall of Famers. That's why it's scary to think about the future of this Warriors team because it's not like the winning ways just go away. When you get that taste of winning a championship like Jordan Poole and Kuminga have already, it just gets way, way more easier as time goes on to deal with these kind of situations, being in the playoffs, being in the finals, being in those high pressure, high leverage situations. And that's the thing with this Warriors young core. They're just going to continue to be in those moments. And for Kuminga in particular, learning from, Andre Iguodala last season, who I don't think he's still on the team anymore, but You know, with him being out of the way now, Kuminga gets that bigger role. I can see him next season being one of those guys that just, he gives you what he needs to do. He averages 14, 15 points per game, and he's going to give you lockdown defense. That's really the more scary part about his game, is his defense. Because right now, the offense is still trying to figure it out. He's still trying to get that part of his game right. But he's already one of the top defenders in the league, in my opinion, or he has the potential to be. I'd say he is above average on that defensive end. So, watching Jonathan Kuminga play, it's really obvious that his ceiling is pretty high. And with the Warriors development team, like I mentioned earlier, getting these guys right and having the right people around him, the sky's the limit for what Jonathan Kuminga can be years and years from now, and how he can impact the future of this Warriors franchise along with the rest of the young core. Anyways, that's going to do it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Link will be down in the description below. This has been the Checkout where we talk hoops and hoops only. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.